So what's up, everybody? This is Infernal Shard 1 for the win. So in today's gaming world, on today's video, we're going to be discussing of a few things that have happened recently over the last month or so, and that being scalpers, are starting to get depressed because everybody hates them. Well, mainly, why everybody hates them is because of the fact that they are basically asking way too much money for things like the new PlayStation 5 consoles, the new Xbox Series consoles, as well as the new graphics cards, the RTX 3000 series graphics cards, and a lot more. And also, another topic that we will be discussing about is the fact that people are actually getting really, really upset because of the PlayStation 5 missing one of the features that both of the next gen Xboxes have, which really is not that big of a deal if you really, really think about it, because either way, the PlayStation 5 is still going to be the best console out of the ninth generation. I can almost guarantee you it's already sold more than the Xbox Series X and the Series S, and there's no way that the PS5 is going to lose. And then our last topic that we will be discussing about is idiot people out there getting mad and doing fights over a stupid freaking PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series console. And yeah, I'm probably going to get some bit of hate on this video, but who knows. But yeah, so those are the three topics that we are going to be discussing on today's video. So let's get this video started in the gaming world. Catch 'em all. Alright, so there's actually been a lot of people that have been starting fights and whatnot at like places like Walmart, GameStop, this and that, all just because of over a stupid freaking PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X that they literally did not get, or are mad because of the limitations that the manufacturer has done, especially with what's going on in the world. And it's really, really tough to get a next-gen console, but understand something? I'm going to actually start saying something, and I'm probably going to get a bit of a hate on this topic, especially this part in the video. But honestly, if you do have a base PlayStation 4 or a PS4 Slim or an Xbox One original or an Xbox One S, and you have a 4K television, or you got the money to go get a 4K television, this and that, mainly if you have a 4K television, I meant to say. But if you do have a 4K television and you're still rocking with those four platforms, just go grab a freaking PlayStation 4 Pro or go grab an Xbox One X. It's literally not that hard. You can find those consoles easily all over the place on Facebook Marketplace and eBay and whatnot. And they have actually some pretty good deals. Like, I actually just managed to get a PlayStation 4 Pro for literally $250 off of eBay, pre-owned. It came with 2 controllers, and it came with a wireless headset. It even came one of those back buttons that Sony released a year ago for the PlayStation 4, and all of that for $250. Well, it did go up to like right about $300 because of the tax season, but the main price was $250. You can find a freaking PlayStation 4 Pro or an Xbox One X for about that price. And honestly, you're still going to get a upgradable gaming experience. Games are still going to look really crisp. Games are still going to perform way smoother than the consoles you have if you still have the OG models or even the slim models of the PS4 and Xbox One. You're still going to get an upgradable experience. Now, going from the PlayStation 4 Pro and the PS5, or to the PS5, and going from the Xbox One X to the Series X, there's not really that big of a graphical difference gap at all. Like, it's definitely not that big of a difference, especially going from the PlayStation 1 to the PlayStation 2, and even the PlayStation 2 to the PlayStation 3 and the original Xbox to the 360. It is not that big of a jump, but these consoles still have really, really impressive capabilities and hardware put into them compared to going from the 7th gen to the 8th gen. So, if you basically got a 4K TV and you don't have the PS4 Pro or the Xbox One X and you really want to get a great upgradable gaming experience, then that's your best choice. Then just freaking get a PS4 Pro and an Xbox One X or one or the other, and you will be pretty much set, and you will be pretty much thankful with how games perform and games look on these consoles, especially moving forward. I personally myself still technically play on the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X mostly right now, mainly due to the fact because there's hardly any games out right now for the new systems, and there's not that much storage for the new systems, and storage is way out of hand, especially for the Xbox Series X and Series S console, where you're getting a 1 terabyte Seagate for $220. Like, that is completely out of hand, if you really ask me. So yeah, you're just better off to get the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One X, especially right now, because you got way tons of games. Games are not that big. Games still look impressive still to this day. There's so many good things about the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X. So if I was you and you're fighting over a stupid PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X at a place like Walmart or whatnot, I'm really sorry to tell you, but you are literally the most retarded person in this world. So, or, you know, what you could do is you could actually think a little bit smarter and get, like I said, a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X. If you have a 4K TV, or grab a 4K TV while buying them, then you're pretty much set to go. You are pretty much set to go. And even if you don't want to buy a 4K TV or don't, you're still getting an upgradable experience. Games are still going to look a tiny bit more sharper, and games are still going to perform way smoother, especially if you're only playing in 1080p. Games will definitely play a lot smoother on the PS4 Pro and the One X if you still are gaming in 1080p. It will help out performance a lot. So this fighting argument over the PS5 and Series X, it's just really the most ridiculous, stupidest thing ever. So, yeah. But moving on to our next topic, and our next topic is about the scalpers getting really, really depressed because we hate them. Well, you actually want to know something? It is actually what's best. We shouldn't be giving out the money, which I'm sure that there's quite a few people out there that have given like $1,500 to $2,000 or whatever, $1,500, to basically a scalper that is selling a PlayStation 5 all digital edition. And it just really is really stupid to pay that big of a price for especially one of those new consoles. They are not worth that. They are worth the MSRP, and that's how it should be done. But there's actually quite a few people that I do know that just don't think with their brains, and that basically gave one of the scalpers that bit of money. But on the flip side of things, over like 90% of the gamers worldwide are not going to pay for that much money and put up with that crap, which is really good. So now, as of right now, the scalpers are getting really, really upset because we hate them. You honestly want to know something? Well, maybe it's because you're selling stuff for way too much the price than what it's really worth, and us hardcore gamers like myself are really smart to actually not get into their crap. And honestly, it's not really worth the hassle to get a next-gen console for especially $1,500 to even $2,000 for especially the PlayStation 5 all digital edition, which I've actually seen a lot. So the scalpers are really getting upset because we're not getting into their hand. And for those of you that did not buy a console from them, you are actually doing something really, really smart, and you did a really, really smart thing. But for the select few of those of you that did manage to buy one from a scalper for basically that price, you literally clearly do not know what you're just so stupid. Like, you clearly do not have a smart enough brain to honestly think what is worth the most and what's worth the pricing that these consoles are. The $500 MSRP pricing is honestly the right deal, I personally think. Paying $1,500 to $2,000 for a stupid PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X is way freaking out of the blue, especially like it's just way out of the blue, especially over the storage sizes. That is way too much for a console. So for those of you that didn't do this, great thinking. But for those of you that did, I'm sorry, but you are retarded, and you literally clearly do not know how to use your brain, because they are literally not worth the price, and we should not be giving these scalpers our money like that just for them to basically brag and be like, yay, we made the profit and all this good stuff. But on the flip side of things, it looks like the scalpers are getting really, really depressed because we are not basically buying into their hands, which is a good that a large majority of people are not. Personally, I would not pay $1,500 to $2,000 for a freaking PlayStation 5 or even an Xbox Series X. I would much rather wait and stick with a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X until more stock came available. That's how that I would personally do it. So moving on to our last topic for today's video, and that topic is the PlayStation 5 missing a couple of hardware features that the Xbox Series X actually has. And honestly, what I'm about to do tell y'all, it's really not that much of a big deal. I mean, because I'll actually discuss it with you. So, people are getting really, really upset because the PlayStation 5 is not a full RDNA 2 on inside the system itself, much like the PlayStation 5, or the not PlayStation 5, but much like the Xbox Series X or Xbox Series S, which really do have a full RDNA 2 put into the console. But the PlayStation 5 basically has like a full RDNA 1.5 or something like those lines, which is still really not that big of a deal. But people are basically making it out to be that, like, because of it not having the full RDNA 2 like the Xbox Series consoles do, they're basically thinking that, like, holy crap, the Xbox Series X is more powerful. Okay, the truth being is that the Xbox Series X is more powerful than the PlayStation 5, but is it really that much powerful? Are you really thinking that it's like a significant more powerful than the PlayStation 5? Like, no. It's basically just like, it's not like the PlayStation 4 Pro. Okay, look at the PS4 Pro. Okay, it's not as powerful as the Xbox One X, alright? But was it still the most successful console out of the Xbox One X? Yes. You know why? Because the games were there. You had games like Days Gone, Spider-Man that came out in 2018, and you even still got some exclusives coming out like Spider-Man Miles Morales, and you got other games like The Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima, which look really, really incredible on the PlayStation 4 Pro, and like it doesn't really matter like which console is more powerful, because the PlayStation 4, even though the base PS4 is more powerful than the base Xbox One, but when you look at it with the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, the PS4 still managed to sell more consoles than the Xbox One. With the Xbox One X out, and the PlayStation 4 is definitely quite not as powerful as the Xbox One X, but the PS4 still managed to sell, and even the PS4 Pro. So power is really not everything. And when I started to play games on the PS5, I do got a PS5 and an Xbox Series X, but when I play the games like Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War on the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, there clearly was not a difference whatsoever. The game still played 4K in 60 frames a second. There's clearly no difference at all whatsoever between the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. So this RDNA 1.5 that is only in the PlayStation 5 compared to the 2.0 in the Series X and Series S consoles, it's really not that big of a deal. Like I said, look at the PS4 and the PS4 Pro over Microsoft's Xbox One X when they touted that it was the most powerful console on the market at the time, which it truthfully was. The PS4 and the PS4 Pro, mainly the base PS4 and PS4 Slim, they still managed to be the best-selling console on the market while the time it was. So power is really not everything, and the PlayStation 5 to me is honestly my favorite next-gen console, mostly because of the brand new dashboard layout. It is really smooth. It's really amazing. I like the dashboard layout, and you could do a lot more with the PlayStation 5 than you can on the Xbox Series X. You can record game clips in actual 4K and directly upload them to YouTube, which is a freaking big step up, just like I was hoping for the PS5. I was hoping that games would be able to record in 4K, and surely enough, the PlayStation 5 now allows games to be recorded in 4K and uploaded to YouTube as 4K content, which that to me was something I really hoped for, and Sony really nailed it in the park with the PlayStation 5. So I personally think that the PS5 is my favorite console out of the next generation that we just got. So yeah, this nonsense about the PlayStation 5 not being as powerful because it not having a full RDNA 2 is just completely ridiculous, and it's most stupid. Like I said, it won't matter because the PlayStation 5 has got games like Spider-Man Miles Morales, and it's got games coming out for later in the year, Horizon Forbidden West, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which that game just got announced the other day, a release date, and that game will be coming out on June 11th this year. So the PlayStation 5, with its amazing lineup that Sony has done, the PlayStation 5 is going to continue to sell and break records and be the best-selling console out of the 9th generation. So you literally do not have to worry about anything. The PlayStation 5 is going to be just fine as long as the games come out, which there are. So the PlayStation 5 is going to be selling it's going to be just fine. I can almost guarantee you guys the PS5 will sell just fine. So, but anyway, that pretty much does the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys could, please smack that like button if you enjoy this content, and subscribe for those of you that are new to the channel, and we will be sure to keep you guys posted with more gaming content in the future. And also, send me down in the comment section down below of your thoughts about either of the three topics that we talked about, with the PS5 not having the full RDNA 2 specification, or the scalpers getting depressed, or people starting fights because they didn't get a next-gen console. So just send me down in the comment section down below of your thoughts, and hit a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for those of you that are new. Turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any new videos in the future, and we will see you guys on the next video. Peace out.